আচ্ছা, সুগত, আমার কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছো? হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, বলছি তুমি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা তাহলে রেখো। ঠিক আছে।
ওকে স্যার, ওকে স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে।
স্যার আরেকটু দেখি স্যার, এই 12টা 2-3 নাগাদ সবাই জয়েন করে যাবে, তখন স্যার শুরু করলেই হবে।
খবর দাও
সবাই জয়েন
তাড়াতাড়ির
করবে
জন্য
স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, কারণ আমাকে একটু একটার আশেপাশে, একটার একটু পরেই বেরিয়ে যেতে হবে আমাকে।
ওকে স্যার, ওকে স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে স্টার্ট করা যাক। নাও টুডে।
স্যার আর 2 মিনিট স্যার, কারণ না সবাই জয়েন করে সাধারণত এইটাতে। আর স্যার 1 মিনিট দেখুন স্যার, তারপরে আমি শুরু
ঠিক
করে দেবো।
ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার। হ্যাঁ স্যার শুরু করে দেন।
ঠিক আছে। So this is experiment number 4 in the high voltage lab. You were to perform actually this experiment in the high voltage lab, and that is the measurement of high AC voltage by sphere gap and voltmeter. That means here follow the points very carefully, because I think you have to give an examination. uh, that will be a short answer type or multiple choice type questions, and within a specified time you will have to answer these questions. So please follow the lab very carefully. Now here, see, two methods are used. One is sphere gap and one is voltmeter, ordinary voltmeter. So there will be two system, and we will calibrate this standard sphere gap system and the voltmeter, whether these readings tally or not. So this will be as a standard, and the voltmeter will be a test instrument. Similarly, what we have done in the electrical engineering lab at first year, the 2 meters were there. One was the standard, another was the test meter. Now let us see what are the objectives. To be acquainted with the existing system of generating high AC voltage in the laboratory, what is there in our laboratory, and next to be conversant with some of the commonly used measuring technique, high AC voltage, that is the sphere gap and the voltmeter. So two measurement unit and one generating unit. Now let us see, according to the first objective, observation of the major section in our laboratory. In our laboratory, if you draw the block diagram, there are two parts. Look this very carefully. This part is inside the control room. All the meters and switches are inside the control room. What is a control room? Control room is a separated place. I repeat, control room is a separated place inside the laboratory which is shielded from any high electric field. What happens actually, even if any arc or spark take place, the shielded room is not disturbed. If you sit inside this shielded room, it is similar to Faraday cage, that if you sit inside a shielded room or a protected place, nothing will happen to you. So the metering, you want to read the voltage, you want to increase the voltage, you want to stop and start, these things are inside the control room. And what is in the laboratory? The AC main input supply is in the laboratory. Please see, this full form is automatic voltage regulator. I repeat, automatic or automated voltage regulator. This is nothing but a variac. Goes to auto transformer. The function of auto transformer is to step down the voltage or step up the voltage from the AVR. Then it goes to primary of a high voltage transformer, and then some protective resistance, and the two methods. One method is the measuring sphere gap system. Another is from the measuring unit to the meter in the control panel. So we will have this as the test reading, and the sphere gap will give you the standard reading. High voltage AC is generated with AVR, auto transformer, and high voltage transformer. These are the generation part. The switch are the generation unit. This is the measurement, and this is the measurement. So one by one we will see. First, inside the control room, see, inside the control room, see, from the window, outside the window is the high voltage laboratory. You can see it, a blurred image of high voltage laboratory. Can you see these lines? These are the Faraday cage lines. You are shielded. So inside the control room, this is the meter. Ordinary multimeter is used. That multimeter is used for the measurement. See here, this meter, and these are the start stop bulbs and the switches. These units, start stop increase decrease, are these switches. So inside the control room. Next, go to the laboratory. The AVR is the first thing, automatic voltage regulator. This is the unit in the laboratory. And what is there inside? Nothing but your, did you see Variac in your experiment? I think some of the experiment you have done, or not a single experiment. Are you familiar with this Variac? Anyone, please give answer.
No, sir, I think.
Oh, you don't know what is Variac?
Yes, we know Variac, but the picture is not familiar to us.
Okay. If you
This type
see
of Variac
here,
is not familiar to us.
see here very carefully. These, can you see this cylindrical structure?
Yes, sir.
Here you can see. Here you can see several windings are there. It is like a, see this the circuit diagram. It is a winding, transformer type winding, and inside there is iron core. So what will happen if you wind several number of turns in an iron core? One coil will be there. Two ends of the coil are fixed. You give the supply, and one end, with the help of this movable arm, moves through the coil so that you can touch at any point of the coil. Then what will happen if the coil, this is called the wiper. If this wiper touches the end, you will get the full voltage. If it is at half position, you will get half voltage. In this way, a variable auto transformer system is generated. This is continuously variable, not discrete taps, but continuous taps. Here you can get 10 volt, 20 volt, 30 volt, 40 volt, 50 volt, whatever you want. And how it is moved with the help of this motor, you can see here. The same motor can be seen in our laboratory. It is a huge Variac. The system is same, and the motor is here. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us proceed. So automatic voltage regulator can give you the voltage starting from 0 to the line voltage. Our line voltage at low tension is 415 to 420 volt. Okay. So it can go start from 0 and go a maximum up to line voltage of 420 or 30 volt. Now comes the auto transformer. See here, auto transformer is another type of thing, but instead of Variac, it has got discrete taps. You can connect it, suppose 100 volt, 200 volt, 300 volt, 400 volt, 500 volt, like this. Its function, see here, look this point very carefully. Variac, what it does? 0 to full voltage. Full voltage means, suppose for our system it is 500 volts. So Variac will continuously vary 0 to 500 volt. It is its purpose. It will do nothing else. Now what the auto transformer will do? 0 to 500 means if you connect here, see very carefully the final tap, you will get 0 to 100 volt. If you connect to 400 volt tap, it will not be 0 to 500 volt, but it will be 0 to 400 volts. If it is 0 to 500 volt variation, it will be less variation. If you connect 100 volt tap, it will be 0 to 100 volt variation. Now what is its significance? Its significance is that if I don't want to give any excess voltage to the system, or I want to reduce the voltage, even if I increase the voltage to a large extent, it will give a lower voltage. It has got another significance also. Suppose 0 to 500 volt, the steps are, suppose the steps are of 5 volts. The minimum you can vary is 5 volts. Now if you connect the 100 voltage step, then since the total voltage is decreased, you can now vary the voltage in steps of 1 volts. The resolution is increased because the voltage itself is decreased. So the variation will be small voltage increment. Are you am I clear at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the resolution is increased because the voltage is itself decreased. Okay. This is the function of auto transformer. Now next is the high voltage transformer. This is the main thing that generates the high voltage. Actually, if you look all these systems, this is the thing by which our lab differs from other labs, that we can generate this high voltage with the help of this transformer. What happens? This is the structure of high voltage transformer. It is 250 kilovolts. 250 kilovolts is a huge voltage, and if you see that there is a large bushing, this separation gap is made very large so that any spark does not take place. Also, can you see all the conductors are ended in round type structure? This is to increase the surface of the conductor to prevent corona, because corona depends on conductor area. If the area is small, corona discharge will take place. So this is the high voltage transformer. Now comes a peculiar thing called the water resistance. Water resistance in lab is supported between two insulators and is a cylindrical structure. If you see again, the circuit goes in series with the measuring sphere. First of all, why resistance? The sphere, if it fires, it will be a short circuit. So the secondary of the high voltage transformer will be at short circuit. If it is so, the transformer will break down due to short circuit. To prevent that, resistance is given. But how resistance? What is the function of resistance? See, when the sphere gap is not firing, look this at very carefully observe this. When the sphere gap is not firing, it is open circuit, and this is a finite resistance. So the potential will be across this one and not this one, because potential always, if the resistance is infinite, the potential drop will be maximum across the sphere gap. So resistance has no role when the sphere gap is not firing. As soon as the sphere fires, the current is immediately controlled by this resistance, then the drop will grow across this resistance instead of sphere gap, because this sphere gap will be a short circuit then. So the drop will be taken care by this resistance. This is the reason for the resistance, to limit the current. But why water resistance? Why not another type of resistance? Suppose wire wound resistance. These are written here. First of all, water resistance is cheap. It is the price of water. Pure water itself has high resistance, so nothing to do. It will inherently have high resistance. See, 180 kilo ohm, 180, then 3 zeros in this setup. So nothing to do. Automatically high resistance we will get to limit the current. Then water is non-inductive. Definitely no coil is there, and it is self-restoring. Even if some spark takes place inside water, water is liquid and it will be quenching that arc. And if any problem happens, water can be replaced. But the precaution is this: pure water must be used to avoid electrolysis and gas formation. Otherwise, if electrolysis is there, drastically the resistance will decrease. It will not serve our purpose. Okay. So this is the reason of resistance and water resistance. Now the measuring unit. We are using here, again, it can come in your question, we are using a capacitive divider. Because in AC circuit, capacitance and inductance do not offer any active power loss. So we can easily use this. So capacitive voltage divided, the formula is V out equal to V in into C1 divided by C1 plus C2. And if you give these ratios, we have V out equal to V in by 1000. That means if V in equal to 50 kilovolts, what will be the V out? You tell me. 50,000 volt V in, what will be V out?
50.
Yes, I did not hear.
50,000 by 1000. 50 it will come.
Only 50 volts. Exactly. Only 50 volt means it can be easily measured by a meter. Can you measure 50 volt with the ordinary meter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, easily. That is why here we can just connect ordinary meter. So costly specialized instrument is not required. And last, the measuring sphere. This is the measuring sphere. It's got 15 centimeter diameter. The diameter of the sphere, I repeat, it can also come in examination, that the diameter of the sphere that is we are using is 15 centimeter. Now the control buttons and AC meter are in the control room. It is not in the lab.
Sir,
Yeah.
what role does the diameter of measuring sphere plays? I mean,
Measuring sphere, what is the role of the measuring sphere? Diameter.
Yes, sir.
If
Why
you,
it is so precise that we take
yeah,
15 centimeter?
yeah. When I will explain later, you will see. I am remembering your point. I will tell it to you. Okay. When it is maximum, when it is better to tell, I will tell the significance of the diameter. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Now, first of all, you remember your question, you will get your answer. Now, observation of major sections. Now, we know what is the AC meter. It is ordinary multimeter. Because the voltage is reduced here, start stop button, increase decrease, and the measuring sphere is there with its 15 centimeter diameter. Now, the calibration process. See, the whole circuit diagram is now given. What happens? Three-phase AC with line voltage of 415 volt is given. We will just ignore this point. Then line to line voltage is 415 volt. The variac will step to say 0 to 500 volt at most. The auto transformer has the taps. We are using 300 volt tap because the high voltage testing transformer is 250 kilovolt by 500 volt. The transformer is 250 kilovolt by 500 volt. So what happens actually, if you use all the 500 volt, you get 250 kilovolt here. I don't want 250 kilovolt. I will use 300 volt cap so that I can get 150 kilovolt or so. I can reduce the output in this way. If I get 100 volt step, it will be 1/5 of 200 kilovolt, that is only 50 kilovolts. So I can here use the variation whatever I wish with the help of this auto transformer tapping. Now the capacitors divider I have told you, and a digital multimeter will be your test reading. and 180 kilo ohm water resistance sphere gap is the standard reading. Now why sphere gap is standard? Because nothing to do, it is only a spark phenomena. This is, nobody can calibrate a spark, so it should be the standard. Now comes the diameter of the sphere and the gap distance. How I know that, how to measure with the sphere gap? Now IS 1876 has a standard table, see, with gap distance versus gap spacing in centimeter versus the breakdown voltage at standard temperature and pressure, that is 20 degrees Celsius and 760 millimeter of mercury, not in our lab condition, but still the table is there. How did they prepare this table? Statistically. Now comes the role of, one has asked me the question, now comes the role of sphere diameter. Now you see what is the role of sphere diameter in the gap setting. Can you see these points? See very carefully. If the diameter is say 25 centimeter, I cannot adjust the gap less than 1 centimeter. Can you see here? There is no data. If the
Yes, sir.
diameter is 50 centimeter, even for 1.4 centimeter, I cannot adjust the gap. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Why? If I ask you the question, why? What happens? I can set the gap because I can reduce the distance between the two spheres. What will happen is
Sir,
this.
breakdown, sir.
No.
I mean,
What will happen, since the sphere diameter is increasing, if you decrease the gap, it will be parallel lines instead of the sphere, what you call the contour of the sphere. So the shortest distance will not be a single line, but somewhat parallel line. Where the spark will occur, you cannot ensure. But I want to precisely measure the distance between the sphere at the line of the diameter where the distances are nearest to each other. Is this point clear?
sir, can you please
Yes,
repeat
sir.
once?
Okay. If I have to repeat, then I will have to show you something, because this is a very important point. See very carefully. If the diameter is very large, I repeat, everybody should see this, because these are the things for which you must do the lab. Now, with some other, see here, it is almost, the two lines are here, almost two lines are parallel. Can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how can you assure that the shortest distance, what will be the shortest distance? It can, if the spark occurs here, if the spark occurs in this line instead of this line, then the distance is varied. And what happens if the sphere diameter is small and the distance is very large? Then also what happens, if you see this distance and this distance is almost similar. So where the spark will take place, you don't know. But what I want to ensure, I want to ensure that for a precise diameter, the spark take place at the point of minimum distance here. This I want to ensure. For that, there must be a definite ratio between diameter and the distance. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there must be a definite diameter and a distance ratio that is given in the uh, so who has asked the question, I think he has got his answer.
Yes, sir.
So that is the, so what will happen, suppose at 1 centimeter gap, can you see that the 31.7 kV peak is the, again you remember, breakdown occurs at peak of AC voltage, not RMS value. I repeat, breakdown occurs, this is a good question, and I think this question will be asked in the examination. Breakdown never occurs at RMS value, it occurs at peak, because all insulation breakdown occurs at maximum electric field stress. And when do you get maximum electric field stress? When the voltage is maximum. When the voltage is maximum, when the sine wave is at its peak. So all these are peak value, not RMS value. So at STP it is 31.7. How to convert to our lab condition? There are conversion given in the IS. First of all, precautions required for high voltage measurement using sphere gaps. The phenomena of air breakdown depends on availability of electrons and distribution of electric field. Like atmospheric temperature and humidity corrections, because the lab condition differs from the table of IS, these corrections are required. Other precautions are also needed to ensure repeatability in measurement. This is also a lab question. Why precautions are needed? To ensure repeatability in measurement. Now let us see. What are the precautions? Mainly, can you see that there are some diameters specified, gap distances specified, and a sphere is specified here. This sphere is very important. This is the diameter within which any of the distorting electric objects or live conductor or anything should not come. Because if you distort the electric field, spark may pass, instead of going from sphere to sphere, it may go from sphere to that object. So it will disturb the measurement very badly. Okay, so these are some, this is a three-dimensional. One of the diameter is given here and one of the diameter is given here. The measurements are fixed. Yes, less than 1.5 diameter. Please tell me.
Sir, when we do the experiment, if the initially the two, I mean the two sphere is connected or disconnected, I mean, is there open circuit initially?
Always the spheres never touch each other. Always they kept open. What we will do, I will show you in the lab condition. Okay, you remember your question, you will also get your answer when I will proceed. Okay,
Sir.
You just remember your question, don't forget it. That we will, how to measure, what is the procedure. We will never keep it short circuited.
Sir,
Yeah.
so what is the significance of the outer sphere? Is it an imaginary spherical surface?
Imaginary. That is not
yes,
not
sir.
existent. This is the clearance gap. Oh, see, one is in the x. Suppose it is in one axis, and this circle is the perpendicular axis. Okay. This is the perpendicular axis where you must not bring any object. Imaginary sphere.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Just clearance distance. Okay. Now, correction factors. Let us see the correction factors. Some formulas are given. This formula will not ask in the examination. Don't be afraid. Just for your laboratory sake, you will, if you search IS 1876 in net, you will get all these formulas. First, the formula 1 is U0 equal to U by delta into K. U0 is the lab condition. That means here Here it is, suppose 31.7. Remember this value. I will put here 31.7 and U I will get at lab condition by dividing delta into K. Now what is K? K is this formula, again H by delta minus 8.5 etc. What are the variables now? From here delta and K is here. So delta and H, two things are variable ultimately. Now delta is also there. Delta is temperature and pressure correction. See this T0 and T0 is 20 degrees Celsius and T is the lab condition temperature. How will you measure lab condition temperature? With the help of a thermometer. And how B0 is the barometric pressure. 0 suffix means absolute. That is the 760 millimeter of ideal. And B is the lab condition pressure. How do you measure? With the barometer. Temperature is measured by thermometer. Barometer is measured by barometer. Pressure is measured by barometer. Temperature is measured by thermometer. This is a dry and wet bulb thermometer. See the thermometer very carefully. Two similar thermometer is there. One is kept in air and another one, see here, a water channel is there. In bottom there is a water tank. So the bulb of the thermometer or the mercury part is always at wet condition. Now what happens? Due to the humidity in the air, if it is dry, water will evaporate very quickly. If it is wet, water will evaporate very slowly. If water evaporates very quickly, it will take the heat from the mercury and evaporate. As a result, the temperature will go down. With respect to dry, if it is very wet atmosphere, water will not evaporate very quickly. So it will not take the heat. Then dry and wet bulb temperature will be almost same. So if wet bulb temperature is very less than dry bulb, the atmosphere is dry. If wet bulb temperature is similar to dry bulb, the atmosphere is wet. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So dry and wet bulb thermometer, and this is the barometer. See here, this is the into 10 millimeter of mercury, 750, 760. So ideally the instrument needle should touch this. This is the movable instrument, and what we do, this is a fixed needle, we fix it at 760. So by just looking, is it lower or higher, you can see at a glance. You can fix it, what is the required pressure. Suppose the red needle is here and the movable needle is here, that means it is far more than set pressure. So that can be done in this barometer. Now comes you have the dry and wet bulb temperature, and how to read this I will show you from this chart with the help of this example. See, for 15 centimeter and gap setting of 1 centimeter, that was 1.7 kV peak. Very good at STP. Now let at the lab dry bulb temperature is 32 degrees Celsius and wet bulb is 30 degree. Pressure 756. These are lab conditions I have measured. Now putting this value in equation 3. What is equation 3? Let us go again. This value. We will get what? The value of delta. Is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's easy. Now I have got delta. Next what I will do? From appendix A of figure 2 we get H equal to 29 gram per meter cube. How to get? Very important. How to get H? Remember, what is dry? 32. What is wet? 30. Look here. Where is dry? This scale is dry scale. Look very carefully. Where is 32 here? This line. Okay. Can you see this? This 32 line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then where is 30 line? See here. These slanting lines. This is 25, this is 30. So 30 and 32 cuts approximately here. That is 22, 24, 26, 28, 29 approximately. So H is 29. Now did you get it? How we have obtained?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have got H and delta, the variables. Immediately I will get K. Why? If I have H and delta, here the variable is H and delta in this equation only. So I will get K. Now I have the K also, delta also. Now I will get U0 also I have. I will get U. So what happens? You will get 31.62. That means at lab condition for 1 centimeter gap, if the breakdown occurs at power frequency, the peak of power frequency voltage will be at 31.62 kV peak instead of 31.7. This is the correction. Ideally, it should be 31.7, but in lab condition, you will get for 1 centimeter gap, it will be 31.62. So we will have to prepare a table. How to prepare the table? This table is first prepared before going to the laboratory. You will give the gap settings. Just I will show you what are the gap settings that we use in our laboratory experiment. 0.51, 1.52, 2.43. See, this is peculiar. This is not 2.5. IS somehow, instead of 2.5, specified 2.4 centimeter. If you ask me the question, I have no answer. It is the statistical value they have given. This is the answer that I cannot give. So gap distance I will arrange first. What are the steps? 1, 1, 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.4, etc. Immediately I can have U0 from where? From the table of IS. It is given. It is given for 15 centimeter. 1 is 31.7, 1.5 is 45.5, 2 is 59. I will get from here. Now, U0 and U. What is U at lab condition? How will I get? I have got temperature, pressure, everything. Correction factors. I will convert it. And I will get divided by √2. Why divided by √2? Because these values are peak values. And meter measures RMS values. So once you complete this table, now you measure this 3 value with the help of your multimeter and get the average reading and compare this and this for percentage error. Please tell me, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
so mathematically we will find the U, but what we will get from the readings 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
I mean,
that is the procedure. This is the before going to laboratory. I told you before going to
yes.
laboratory. This table. One of the students asked me another question. I told him to remember that question. What was the question? Did I get into this point now, or I will get it later? Let me recapitulate.
So the question is initially the sphere is connected or not? I mean, is the
Okay. That will I will get into the procedure. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. So this table is prepared before going to the laboratory. Is it clear? Because these
sir.
values
Yes, sir.
are only mathematical calculations. Now I will go to the laboratory, and what I will do? First, in the laboratory, the calibration adjusts sphere gap by gauge, say 1 centimeter. Initially, adjust gap in the measuring sphere. This we will do in the laboratory. So let us go to the laboratory and see what happens. First, we have a caliper like this. See this caliper carefully. And 1 centimeter I can set it by the screw of the caliper. I can increase or decrease. Okay, screw up the caliper.
Okay.
So 1 centimeter I have adjusted. Now your question. Sphere, initially you will find in the lab that these two spheres will be at large apart, not short circuited. Okay, large apart. With the help of a thread, can you see a long thread here? This line.
Yes, sir.
This thread, if you twist the thread, sphere will move and it will touch the caliper. Now you know that the gap setting is what? See the previous slide. What was the gap setting?
1 centimeter.
See, now the gap setting is 1 centimeter. Now at lab condition, it should fire at what voltage? I have prepared the table. It should fire at 31.62, or RMS value is 22.36 voltage. Okay, that I know from this table. It should fire. How to test? Now press stop. Press decrease. The voltage should be at 0 in the control panel. This control panel. Okay, I will show you the video. First press stop. This is a compulsory procedure because you don't know what happened. You must make a habit. Some habits has to be made while doing high voltage experiment. Because you know that if you get a shock, no time to tell any word. You will be straight away in the heaven. So to prevent that, some compulsory practices are done in high voltage laboratory. The first of all is stop. Then decrease to make everything is 0. The meter will read 0. This is the first step. Now press start. You should hear the relay on. Now press increase. Voltage should rise slowly. Carefully observe the meter. What will happen? Meter will slowly rise. Now in the laboratory, when you hear spark in the measuring gap, sphere gap actually, measuring sphere gap. Note the meter reading. Now, when the spark occurs, note the reading. In this way, you do it 3 times. Suppose when you observed the spark, reading was 22 kV, reading 2 was 21 kV, reading 3 was 20 kV. So the average you do, it becomes 21. Now you got your answer. Who was asking, how do I do this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you can compare 21 and 22.36 and find the percentage error with the help of this formula. Test reading minus standard reading by standard reading. What is the standard reading? Sphere gap. What is the test reading? Meter. Okay, done. I recapitulate that the gap settings used in the experiments were this. And what will happen? You get the percentage error, you can have this curve. This is the lab report you have to prepare. This is the graph, and this is this table should be completed. It is very difficult for me to complete this table here. This is your work. Okay.
Okay, sir. When should we submit the lab report? I mean, the deadline.
I don't know. You will have to wait for the instruction. If you face any problem, if you need to submit anything, straight away you call me, and I will give you all the instructions on how to do, because I don't know whether you will have to submit this or you will have to give the MCQ questions. If you have to submit the lab report, I will give you all the steps. You will note it down and give you to the other students.
Okay, sir.
Maybe you can also get a lab from your previous seniors, how to do this. Otherwise, I will help. I am there. I will help. No problem. I will give you step by steps what to do. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because one thing you don't know, all the range and rating of the instruments that can be visible in the laboratory. Here it is not given. So what I will do, I will show you all this. Now, tell me
Sir.
your feedback. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So basically, currently we don't have to write the lab report. Then we will get the any information then only.
Yes, university will tell you what to do.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now, give me your feedback. Is this experiment understandable?
Yes, sir. We understood.
Okay. The main diagram is this. Let me see. In my opinion, the main diagram is this. This is the test reading. This is the test reading, and this is the standard reading.
Okay.
Yes. So you wait for any other instructions, accordingly do this, but remember some of the things, that what is water resistance, why ordinary multimeter can be used, divided by 1000, what is the role of this auto transformer, AVR, automatic voltage regulator, high voltage testing transformer. Okay, these things. So I end here. If you have
Sir, please send the materials to us for study.
yes, that I think that will be sent by our lab in charge, Professor Shohan sir. Because I will give it all the materials to Shohan sir. So you will not face any problem. I am telling you.
স্যার একটা রিকোয়েস্ট স্যার, মানে
হ্যাঁ, বলো।
পরের বছর বা যখন সম্ভব হবে যদি আমরা কিছু ল্যাব এই মানে আমরা
আরে সেটা
মোটে করে
তোমাদের থেকে আমরাই বেশি কনসার্ন, যে যখনই সুযোগ পাবো করিয়ে দেবো, কারণ এই জিনিস না হাতে দেখলে ফিলিংটা হবে না। স্ফিয়ার গ্যাপ 15 সেন্টিমিটারটা দেখতে সামনে থেকে কিরকম কোনো
sir.
দিন এটা বোঝা যায় না। তাহলে তো এক্সপেরিমেন্ট লাগতোই না। এই প্রেজেন্টেশন দেখিয়ে আমার তো একটা কলেজের সেটআপ, একটা হিউজ সেটআপ, একটা ইউনিভার্সিটির সেটআপ, কত বড় বড় যন্ত্র কত পয়সা দিয়ে কিনতে হচ্ছে। আমার তো কিছুই লাগতো না, আমি বাড়ি বসেই কলেজ চালাতে পারি, কিছুই লাগবে না আমার। প্রেজেন্টেশন দেখি সব সেরে দেবো, হয় কখনো এমন? আচ্ছা, তুমি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা নিয়ে নিও।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমরা এক্সেল করে
হ্যাঁ, আর এখন তো আমাদের বোঝা যাবে না, বা তোমরাও বুঝতে পারবে না যে কি কোশ্চেন, মানে তোমাদের মনে কি কোশ্চেন আছে বা কি, সেটা অ্যাকর্ডিংলি তুমি তখনই বুঝতে পারবে যখন ইউনিভার্সিটি উইল গিভ ইউ সাম ইনস্ট্রাকশন। ইফ দে টেল ইউ টু রাইট এ lab report, then you can ask me what are the questions, that how to write, what to do. Okay.
ওকে
At this point আমরা তো কোনো কোশ্চেনের উত্তর দিতে পারবো না, আর যদি এমসিকিউ হয় তাহলে এই সবকটা পয়েন্টই ইম্পর্টেন্ট, যতগুলো পয়েন্ট বললাম।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আগেবার দেখেছি, ভালোই কোশ্চেন আছে
স্যার। এমসিকিউ টেস্টটা যেরকম আগেরবার হয়েছিল গুগল ফর্ম,
চান্স আছে তো, একবার যখন হয়েছে ধরে নাও
হ্যাঁ,
সেরকমই হবে। তার জন্য কিন্তু এভরি পয়েন্ট ইউ মাস্ট বি ভেরি কেয়ারফুল, এভরি পয়েন্ট। যতগুলো পয়েন্ট বললাম, ওয়াটার রেজিস্ট্যান্সের সিগনিফিকেন্স কি, অটো ট্রান্সফরমার কি, হাই ভোল্টেজ ট্রান্সফরমার কেন লাগে, অর্ডিনারি মিটার কেন মাপতে পারে, সব পয়েন্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট, তাহলে সেটা দেখে নিও। তা তখন যখন ডিক্লেয়ার হবে তখন আমাকে কোনো কোশ্চেন করলে তখন ফোনে আমি উত্তর দিয়ে দেবো, বা ইফ ইউ রিকোয়ার আই ক্যান গেট এ মিটিং লাইক দিস। এই মিটিং তো যখন তখন কন্ডাক্ট করা যায়, এখানেই
Okay.
তোমাদের যা যা কোয়ারি আছে উত্তর দিয়ে দেবো, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
আচ্ছা, এখন তাহলে আমাকে ফাইনাল ফিডব্যাক দাও যে ল্যাবটা বোঝা গেছে, তাই তো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
ঠিক আছে,
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা
Thank you, sir.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
আচ্ছা, থ্যাংক ইউ। এবার তোমরা চলে যেতে পারো, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা রেখে দিও ব্যাস।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
আচ্ছা।